Welcome to the F50Woman Podcast, dedicated to sharing stories from a diverse community of women in order to provoke you into a passionate pursuit of life, build unshakable character, and achieve extraordinary things. Now, here is your host, Julia Jack.
Hey, F50 Women. Thank you for joining us again. We are here today and we are blessed to have Dr. Tamar Lawful, who is a distinguished pharmacist, recognized in the top 50 most influential in her field with expertise in pharmacy, nutrition, and genomics. So we're excited, so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us, Tamar. No, we can't hear you.
Thank you so much for having me here, Julia. It's my pleasure. My name's pronounced Tamar with a short A. I know Tamar
I was afraid that was
an option.
That's what it was. I should have asked you. Yes.
I have to be different. I can't have people thinking I'm Tamar Braxton.
Right. Yes. Tamar. So thank you for joining us. We'd love to start off and learn who you were as a younger woman, a younger girl, what you dreamt about then, what you were hoping to be. Tell us where all this started.
Oh, wow. I believe where I am today started with being a teenager at a point where I had to figure out what I wanted to be when I graduated from high school. Now, my mom sat me down and had a conversation with me. I always knew that in school, they used to give us those tests to figure out what we would be good at, what we're more drawn to. My things always seemed to be drawn towards nature and science. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be a scientist. When my mom sat down and had that conversation with me, I reflected on where my curiosity really lied and where my passion really lied. And it took me back to a time when my grandmother on my mom's side was on her deathbed. She had lung cancer and she lived in Jamaica. So my mom flew my brother and I to Jamaica to visit her and to see her before she died. I saw a frail, very tall woman, unable to do anything other than lay there. In that moment, I remember saying to myself, I don't want to see anyone like this. I want to be able to do something to help people, either if they are suffering, if they are at this point, to be more comfortable, because you could see she wasn't comfortable, and also to prevent them from getting to this point. What do? I had no idea. I didn't know about pharmacists, medicine, doctors. We went to our doctors, but growing up in a Jamaican family, we didn't get sick much. We ate from the earth, home-cooked meals, no processed foods. We didn't get sick. I can remember one time I got sick when I was 10 years old, and that's it. Other than chickenpox when I was 6. I wanted to help people. Maybe the science aspect on those tests was because I did have an interest in science, but I did a summer internship in a laboratory and realized, I'm not going to be that kind of scientist. I didn't like the laboratory setting. I really had a curiosity about medications eventually and how they work to help people.
So that started right from the beginning. You have a West Indian background. You mentioned that you ate a lot from the earth. How does that affect the work you do now? Pharmacy, as we think about it, is very chemical based. Mm-hmm. And so how, as a pharmacist, does that influence how you deal with the work that you do?
It's interesting. As a child, I did not really notice. I didn't put it together that what we're eating is helping us with our health. Going to pharmacy school, we're not told that what we're eating can actually make us better. We're told that eating a bad thing can lead to diabetes and lead to heart failure. And a little bit about, okay, if you have heart failure and diabetes, eat better, lower your salt, lower your sugar and carb intake. But as a pharmacist, what I realized was, although we're giving people medications to help them feel better, we're really just managing a disease state. We're not out there with the goal of curing it. I was in a hospital setting where I saw patients continuously come back, higher doses of insulin being prescribed, more blood pressure medications being added on, heart failure exacerbations. They weren't getting better. Something clicked that, wait a minute, I'm not in the business of helping people get better like I wanted to. I'm in the business of helping them maintain their illness. So that's when I started looking elsewhere and reflecting, what did they teach us in pharmacy school? Before they taught us about the medications, They taught us, help your patients focus on nutrition and lifestyle changes. After 3 months, they come back. If nothing has improved, then add on medications. A light bulb went off. Why not help people focus more on lifestyle changes and nutrition? That's when I started my company, Life Balance, with the focus of nutrition health coaching, using genetics so that we know specifically exactly what we need and what areas need to be targeted. The focus being nutrition and lifestyle changes to help people get off medications instead of giving them medications to maintain that illness.
Well, it sounds like you just took us right through that moment, the aha moment between what you were taught and what you saw and what you knew. Is there any more in that aha moment that you can share? Was it a moment where you saw this one particular patient and you were like, wait a minute, he's just not doing well? Tell us about that. Give us a little picture of that.
I think about one patient, he came in on a regular basis every week. He was coming back in. He had diabetes. I was in charge of a program in a hospital called Transitions of Care, where at the time of discharge, we give them their 30-day supply of medications at no charge. So whatever medications the doctors say for them to have, they receive that. There wasn't any mishaps at a pharmacy where they couldn't get their medications. While they were in the hospital on my service, I educated them on their nutrition and lifestyle changes. The goal to reduce hospital readmissions. For some people that worked, they didn't come back as often, others still came back. This particular patient came back every week. And despite the counseling, despite the how on hands I was while he was in hospital, what I realized was once people leave the hospital, they're going back to their regular routines, their regular environment. They don't have the support system. They really need to make these changes lifelong and sustainable. Understanding that, talking to my patients, understanding what's going on in their lives outside of hospital is what made me realize, okay, the work that I need to do, the changes I want to see in my patients is not going to happen with my 9 to 5 in a hospital. It's going to happen with me creating something outside the hospital so that I can hold their hands when they leave. Having that interaction with him continuously coming back made me realize it's not in the hospital.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I have someone in my family with diabetes and supporting them through it, the bad habits that you have or I have. How do you support these individuals in your family through it when this is the way we've always eaten and run our lives? So I understand that need to help beyond just giving them medication and saying, do this, do that, stop doing this, go home, see you later. So I
Right.
appreciate that a lot firsthand. So tell us about what that has developed for you. It sounds like your business developed out of that. Tell us about what that is and how you help.
Of course. My business is called Life Balance, and it's spelled LYFE because it's an acronym for Love Yourself First Every
Wow.
Day. I felt that the missing key was self-love, prioritizing ourselves as well. Because we're not prioritizing ourselves, we're not prioritizing our health. And I could relate to other women because I'm a woman. I was a busy working mom, worked night shift at the hospital. I was on a board of 3 nonprofits, newly married, new baby, and I wasn't taking care of myself. I started seeing that if I don't start making some changes in my life, I'm going to be like the patients I help in a hospital. And I said, if I'm going through this, I know there are other women going through this. So I felt the key is to love yourself, prioritize yourself. So from the Life Balance, I decided to create the In Her Glow health coaching, health and wellness services, where we do health coaching. We have nutrigenomic testing, which is the science of looking at how food affects your genetics. From that test, we can get very specific answers as to what the root cause of some issues, health issues people have are. Is it inflammation? If it's inflammation, these are the type of foods to focus on having in your diet daily. The type of exercise you need to focus on doing. These are the type of supplements you can have to get your system back in order and addressing inflammation effectively so that you can start seeing some improvement in your health. So I decided to do the coaching because of what I learned in the hospital. People need guidance.
Yes.
They need guidance. And then the nutrigenomic testing is more precision. Instead of guessing, now you know exactly where to start, what you need to work on to get your results. That's our Inner Glow Health and Wellness Services. Also, under Life Balance, I have the script for healthcare professionals who want to implement the nutrigenomic testing in their business. If they're a pharmacy owner and they want to have this extra service, I can help them implement that. If they're a doctor's office and they want their patients to have access to my health coaching program, the digital self-paced version. So wanting to have a further reach to people who need it, who need guidance, knowing what to eat, how to eat. How do I establish a regular workout routine? What do I need to do? How do I take care of myself? How do I deal with stress? Sleep. How do I establish a good sleep routine? My program covers all of that for them. Life Balance really just wants to be able to reach those who need the extra guidance, the extra support. No more guessing what you have to do, and no more doing it on your own.
Perfect name for the business, because it really does touch all of your life. And when all of those areas are working well, you finally find balance. I don't know if anyone, maybe you have met some people or coached some people to life balance, but boy, after all these years, I still haven't found the balance. I'm fighting through the exercise diet thing now. Gosh, finding balance is so important to longevity, and not just living long, but living long, healthy, joyful lives. So I appreciate the work you do. Two questions that I have. One, the nutrigenomic testing. Tell us about that. What difference does that make other than going to a nutritionist or a dietitian? How does that help us?
Great question, Julia. Think about if you go to Google and say, what should I eat for weight loss? How many different answers are you going to get? Right. Everyone has a blog about weight loss and what you should do. So nutrigenomic testing, I talk about it like it's a compass to your health. It's showing you which way you need to go. The test results is that roadmap. I tell people, nutrigenomics, your genetics is a compass. We'll show you the roadmap, right? And use your genetics to navigate it. So it's very specific. Let's take something, for example, weight loss, right? Yeah. There's a reason why people gain weight. There's a reason why people have trouble losing weight. The genetics give you the answer. There are over 400 genes that affect your ability to lose weight. So nutrigenomic test is going to look at those genes and see not just one gene at a time, but the cumulative genes that can impact weight loss, weight gain, or obesity in general. It's going to look at those genes and help you understand that as a result of you having this particular gene, you're likely going to have more cravings than other people. It's going to take longer for you to feel full than other people. Like when you should feel full, you don't feel full. And it's because of your genetics. But now that you know this, you don't need to wait till you feel full to stop eating. We're going to practice mindful eating. Okay. Inflammation might be a cause of why people aren't losing weight. The test might identify that. So you might have genes that say you should have no problem losing weight, but you might have a gene that says you have an issue processing foods that might cause inflammation or dealing with inflammation. So because of that, we're going to focus on inflammation. And when we start focusing on inflammation, guess what? You start losing weight. Yes. So unlike Google or whatever health blogs are out there and other health coaching programs that focus on nutrition, this is looking into your genetics. It's giving you a look inside you, and the answers are coming from you. Okay.
Does this determine things like, should I be more vegetarian? Should I eat more fish? Can it get that detailed? You have pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan, raw vegan. You have all these options. Yeah. I tried raw vegan and my bones actually started hurting. I don't know why. It just wasn't working for me. Does this test bring it down to that level in terms of diet?
It's specific on the foods you should have in your diet. It will not say you should be vegetarian or just carnivore or do a keto diet. What it will do, I share the results with my clients. Say they are vegetarian. Within the list of foods for them to eat, there are a lot of non-meat options.
Okay.
They can curtail their food options. I include a meal planner that links to the DNA test results that's very specific to their results, that provides them with recipes that include the foods that they should incorporate to deal with whatever it is their DNA is saying, their genetics is saying they need to focus on at this time. Yeah, so it will give specific things, for example, and the quality, I teach quality of the foods that we eat. If you're going to eat meat, We want non-GMO, grass-fed beef. We want
Right.
good quality food because we want those nutrients. The good quality food is where we're going to really get those nutrients that our bodies need. No specific diet. And I'm actually certified in ketogenic nutrition. That's what I started with before I learned about nutrigenomics. But I do not encourage my clients to do keto diets. I encourage them to have well-balanced nutrition day to day because our goal is to have something that's sustainable that they can.
Yes.
We don't want to do something that's a fad or something that's going to be difficult. They're going to be thrown off course, during the holidays, but something they can do lifelong now that they understand what their body needs.
Yes. Like I told you earlier, I've done almost all of them. They're not sustainable because after a while you get sick of eating grapes all the time or whatever they are. Craziness, life balance. So the other question I had was about the acronym for your business, about self-love. So in this day and age, self-love has been twisted to turn a little bit into self-worship and self-focus. How do you even need to in your business and with your clients address and correct the whole idea of self-love?
I had to correct the idea of self-love, the guilt around having self-love or prioritizing themselves first. Self-love does not mean selfishness. It's not saying you're going to be selfish. It's about prioritizing yourself. On an airplane, if there's loss of oxygen and you have the oxygen mask, they always say put on yourself first before you put on an infant. Why do they say that? There's a reason. You have to take care of yourself first. Make sure that you're going to be around so that you can take care of the infant. My clients are primarily women. We tend to be caretakers. And if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not going to be there to take care of those that we love. We're not going to be there to see our kids and grandkids grow up and flourish. We're not going to be able to participate in the things that that's going on in their lives if we're sick. So loving yourself first every day means prioritizing yourself first every day, but not neglecting your loved ones. There's a difference.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you. That's important. And you do have some male clients. How about them? How do they have a different or more difficult time with self-love?
It's interesting. My male clients, I have air quotes here, have been the spouses of my clients because by default, their wives are starting to cook differently. Their wives are like, oh, I need to go for a walk. Come with me. We're not ordering out. We need to go grocery store. We need to go to grocery store. So I have a really good funny story. My one client, I'll talk about her, Sylvia, because I use her a lot in my presentations. She and her husband, Roy, so she started the program. Roy, he's diabetic, and as a result of changing their eating habits, he had to reduce his insulin doses. His doctor says, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Okay.
His A1C started going down. He needed less insulin. But what was heartwarming for me was Roy, he got addicted to going to a grocery store. He loved going to a grocery store and shopping. The way I teach him to shop the perimeter of the store. So they're in the produce section. And I love the fact that Roy was going to go grocery shopping because they need to get produce today or try something different today. Let's see what new vegetable or fruit we can try today. He actually started enjoying it. Sylvia and Roy having that partnership that together, they were able to really stay focused and get results. So although Roy wasn't my paying client, he definitely benefited. And all of the male clients that I've had have been the spouses.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that's a perfect life living example of put your oxygen mask on first, and then you care for everybody else around you who are breathing and healthy. That's awesome. Audience, that'll inspire you to do it because when you do it, it'll affect everyone around you, your children, grandchildren, your friends. They'll ask you what you're doing. So you had this trajectory from being a young woman who was into science to being this incredible woman who's really helping people to find balance and be healthy. Did you have anyone to help you along the way? Did you have a mentor, a family member? Tell us about who sort of helped you with this journey that you've been on.
It starts with my mom. My mom is a nurse, and she has always been very supportive of me through my journey of pharmacy school and even becoming a pharmacist. And when I said, Mom, I want to have this health coaching business, and her and my brother at that time my brother had to play devil's advocate. We need somebody to help us look at the other side.
Yeah.
I guess this would be great advice for those interested in being entrepreneurs or starting a business. You want to weigh the pros and the cons. Having my brother help me look at the cons, which I could actually do on my own because I tend to be a pessimist by nature. Surprisingly, my mom and brother are optimists, but he was saying, hey, what if this doesn't work out or that doesn't work out? And you know what I said? I said, it doesn't matter if I don't become like this multi-billion-dollar company. That's not what's important to me. If I can help 3 people see things differently, if I can help 3 people get off one medication each, I would be happy. I have served my purpose. My purpose is to help people live better lives and really start prioritizing themselves, loving themselves. If I can help somebody do, then they start focusing on their health, focusing on their nutrition, changing their lifestyle so that they don't have to start medications or they get off medications, then I can pat myself on the back and say, job well done. But definitely my brother and mom have been my support throughout all this.
Well, I'm praying that it multiplies because we need it so much. The medications are great in staving off our demise, but that's really not the answer. So
And
just
Julia, as I told you earlier, my daughter is here with me. She's over here looking at me. Well, what about me?
Okay.
I started this before she was born, and she keeps me accountable too. So if I'm coaching my clients on staying healthy, she's like, Mom, did you eat vegetables today? She's keeping me on my toes. She's my little health coach.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. And that'll be good for her because she's coaching you and learning. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Very good. Just a couple more questions. If you now met yourself as a younger woman, what is the one piece of advice you would give her?
I would tell Tamar to not be afraid to speak up, to find your voice. Sometimes, maybe as women, I don't know, but in my experience, I felt like the younger Tamar was afraid to speak up. I had my thoughts. If I disagreed with somebody, I disagreed in my head, Yes. But it's okay to speak up. It's okay to share your thoughts and not be afraid of what the response by other people will be. Even as a business owner trying to be on social media, I was very hesitant to be in front of the camera. What am I going to say? What if people say this because I said that? So that's something I still dealt with even as an adult. So I would tell little Tamar, don't worry about what other people think. You are entitled to your thoughts just like anybody else. And it's okay for you to speak up and share them.
That's very important. Do you feel like being a pharmacist in a hospital setting has been more of a challenge because it's such an established environment? Do you feel like that helped you because you saw what was needed, or do you feel like that caused you even more fight?
No, it helped me see that something else is needed, but understanding that something else couldn't be done in a hospital setting. Hospital, you're treating people with acute problems, they super high blood pressures, blood sugar levels. So things that need immediate attention. I'm in a trauma 1 medical center. So we see the hospital has its place for chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart failure, even hormone imbalance, menopause. Outside the hospital is where we can tackle those issues and helping people change their lifestyles and nutrition habits.
Right. Yes. I do believe that you've got to get ahead of the sickness. Don't wait till you're sick to start finding a doctor, finding health, finding exercise, finding all those things. Do it now. No matter how young you are, just start with the great habits now.
Yes.
And then you'll hold off some of those other things that may result from those bad activities. So Tamar, what is next for you? Tell us what you plan to do next. Either it could be with your business or it could be with your life. Just tell us where you're going next. What's next for you?
Great. Well, right now I'm working on getting my digital program into health professionals, like in doctors' offices, weight loss clinics. So they're patients can focus on a nutrition aspect of things. And I have actually cut back on my health coaching because of this endeavor. So what Life Balance offers now for clients is the nutrigenomic testing with 3 private consultations with me. We go over your health history, your medication history, and you take the tests. In about 4 weeks, you get those results. It's a cheek swab. So no blood is drawn,
Okay.
no harm. It's delivered to your home. You do the
Yes.
cheek swab, mail it off. In 4 weeks, we get those results. And then I sit down with you to go over those results, and we make your lifestyle plan, or LYFE style plan. So we're listening to your genetics, and we're going to focus on your specific nutrition plan. And then you go through my program as well. So they have access to my full protocol that helps them actually start learning how to develop these habits that are going to be sustainable. And then in a month, I follow up to see how they've been doing with the lifestyle plan. And that's about it. So they get very specific results, information on what they need to do to get their health on the right track. I'm still there for support.
Okay.
So if anyone's interested, they can contact me at thelifebalance.com and join our Facebook group, Blessed and Thriving on Facebook. You get extra support there as well.
Are there any other resources you'd like to share that they can connect with?
No other resources at this time.
Those links will be in the show notes. I encourage you all to connect with Dr. Tamar and get your health right, get your genomics right, because life is short and we want to live the best life we can and have complete balance between work and family and health and food. The balance, I mean, life is just so much smoother, isn't it? When
It is.
we're not always tired. And it doesn't even have to be a disease. It could just be fatigue, constantly being tired, not getting enough sleep, trying to figure out how much sleep is good enough. And did I eat too much sugar? So please connect with Tamar. This is incredible stuff. You don't have to go through 95% of the fad diets online to figure it out.
No more guessing.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Tamar. I'm so thankful to have you, and I'm definitely going to check out some of that testing because I am going through it now. I really need to get it together. So any of you out there, please connect on Facebook and learn whatever you can. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You've been listening to the F50Woman Podcast. Join the F50 Woman movement and this diverse group of voices to help change the world one woman at a time. Why should you join at your age? Because we're not done yet.